flaps.
Jesus. Jay, you feeling all right over there?
Yeah, why?
You're just becoming invisible.
Yeah, I'm not half the man I used to be.
His half his chin's gone off. He looks like me when I've got alopecia in my beard.
Have you lost some weight? You're becoming transparent.
I know, you can see right through me.
You're a horrible liar. What is up, everybody?
Yes, we're definitely live.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely live. Yeah.
Okay, just confirming.
Do we have audio though?
Yeah, should have audio. We should have everything.
Yep. Okay. It's just weird not having these hiccups like normal.
What happens when a professional does the streaming for us?
Fucking dickheads, the lot of you.
We even have bouncing Chinese men. Look, boy.
Bouncing Chinese men. At least they're not bouncing on Mo's head anymore.
No. Poor old Mo isn't very well. He's got loads of stuff at home to sort out as well, so he's not with us this week. Hopefully he'll be joining us next week.
Yeah, we just kind of play it by ear every week, don't we?
Seems like it nowadays.
Welcome to SAVS, the worst planned vape show ever. That's not even really about vaping, let's be honest.
My God.
Aiden's super quiet.
Nick,
It's probably a good thing, though, really, isn't it?
Mike and his sly little digs.
What?
What?
It wouldn't be me if I didn't have my digs.
Don't know what you mean, Governor.
The only problem with us lot is we're very good at, we'll be... it's normally about 5 to 7 if we know if we're doing a show.
We'll be there when we're there.
Yeah.
If we're there.
Oh, is that how you play it?
I think it is these days.
Jay,
Yes.
at what time would you go be at your shop when you're at the shop? Would you be there 3 minutes late and just be like, oh, well, whatever?
No, Jay just gets his underlings to do the opening up, so he don't have to get there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right, they don't open every day. It takes me a little while to get into work, yeah? At that time in the morning when we open, it's school rush hour in the morning. So
earlier.
I only do it 2 days a week opening. But when I do open, I'm there half an hour early.
Ooh, early. This guy, early.
Well,
wow.
I've got to be, because if not, I'm going to be super fucking late and the shop ain't open on time. And that's no good for no one.
That's true.
Gav Evans, who are you and what did you do with the SAVS crew? Well, we were on time last week. I don't know what they said. We were on time last week.
Well, now you know that everyone expects us to be late, so no one shows up on time, and we
Fuck it then. Let's go off air for 5 minutes.
We did. We started the stream without you. We actually were on stream just on the opening without you, Jay.
What opening? I was just there for the intro.
Well, the intro, no, but there was a pre-roll intro that has a thing that says we'll be right there, with music and everything. You were dropping the kids off at the pool.
Fuck you. I wasn't. Do you know what I was doing?
The washing up.
Getting beers.
Well, mate, I can't fault you. I'm going to stick up for you there, dude. You're going to make sure you got beer in.
All right. Well, what are you drinking then? What are you drinking? Review.
So this is O'Connor Norfolk Canyon Pale Ale.
Ooh. Why does it have a swordfish on it?
I ain't got a fucking clue.
Where's Norfolk?
Near Suffolk. It's the east.
No, it's west.
Never eat shredded wheat. No, it's east.
Never eat shredded wheat.
It's east, man.
It is Nice. It's just below. It's in Kings Lynn.
Yeah, that's east of the country.
That's west.
What do you mean it's west?
It's just below me, Newark.
West is to the right.
Norfolk,
Norfolk is to the right of the country. It's not far above Essex on the map.
When you're looking at the country, yeah? So
Scotland's
this is the map. North.
East is like Hull.
Yeah.
West is Liverpool.
Yeah,
South
it's not
is
that
London.
side, it's whole side.
Yeah.
It's near Great Yarmouth and all around there.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Dickhead Mike.
near King's Lynn.
Yeah, East, yeah.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, he is actually a coach driver, so if you ever go with him, you're going to end up with some fucking wrong.
The fuck if you go with him? Yeah.
You'll end up at a coastal town, but it might not be the one you want.
That's only because he keeps driving until he can't go any further.
Yeah.
He's like, we're going to the coast. I don't know which coast, but it's a coast.
I can't believe that he's a coach driver.
That's why I have a twat man.
Yeah, Stuart, it's near Norwich.
Oh my god.
Oh, Norwich is like.
We could have kept that going for another 20 minutes and then we'd have had to talk about something else then.
Anyway, I'll tell you what I have been doing today while I am a little bit on time. I have been making, so some of the teachers from Jack's school have sent out a message with them holding like paper up and saying we miss you and all that. So my wife decided to rope me into getting all the class pictures in and making a video. So that's what I've been doing to send it back to them.
Oh boy. Where did you green screen yourself in front of this time?
Nothing. It was nothing to do with me apart from editing it. That was it. Just bang the pictures in, put a tune in, done.
And then left at the bottom like a caption, join me on Twitter. My account is...
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/J_LVC.
Is the mic better now?
Yeah, you're not too...
Too punchy?
Yeah.
How many followers do you have now, Jay?
Let me check.
About 6.
I feel like this is just the opening for the Twitch streams now. This show. It's like, join us after the show for swearing and fun.
Yeah, there's plenty of swearing and cursing.
Mike's fault.
I'm not the only one. You have a go every now and then. Nick goes into one most of the time.
Typically, yeah.
For real.
Dyer thing, yeah, I think so. I think you're right. So Jay is driving about shooting photographs of kids.
Jeez.
No, they sent them into me, you dickheads.
I did think it, but I thought it was just a bit too low to belt. But somebody else said it, so I'm reading it.
So that would be soliciting, or would that just be in possession of,
Everybody thought it was a bit weird when he had the Ice Cream Man music playing as well.
Oh, cunts.
Just got there's a Photoshop opportunity right there. Mix a log cabin on wheels with little chimes and Jay's mobile shed ice cream shed to go. There you go. But yeah, let's do some shout outs. Let's shout some people out. Who wants to do it? Not me.
Not me, I did it last week.
I done it last week. Don't fucking try it.
I did it last week.
No, you never.
Didn't I?
Can you go back and watch it? You'll go.
I think it's Mike's turn.
Fucking bunch of dickheads.
Mike, what's going on with your lighting?
To chat like that.
It's not nice. They're here to support us, and you call them a fucking bunch of dickheads. Please excuse Mike. He's not been himself lately.
Yeah, he's been a bit Western East.
Yeah.
He was really nice when he had no hair, and then now
You don't know whether it's coming or going.
No.
beard's coming back.
No, it's the Alzheimer's setting in.
Yeah.
Getting a bit old and fuzzy in the head.
That's why I don't know his left from his right and his east from his west.
Yeah.
Too bad the fuzziness doesn't come through on your hair, Mike.
Nick, that was good, that.
I have hung out with you guys for 2+ years. I would hope I'm decent on the banter nowadays.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
Wait.
You gonna do the shout outs then? Fuck you all.
Mike,
Dyer thing, you can sub right off. Justin Stewardist, hello, this motherfucker here. 808 Kevin, how we doing? Ronster, nice to see ya. Daily Vape TV in the house. We have got Jennison Designs. Hello.
Hi, sweetie.
We've got Gav Evans, Ronstar Blazing, Vape 75, Mark H.
Lovely bloke.
Stuart Lucevega. Hello. Who else have we got? We've got a Voodoo 1013. Hello, proper coils. We got Stuart. We have also James Patrick Mado. How we doing? I fucked that up, I know. Big D Vapes, what's going on? Mark H, how we doing? Who else? I think that's it.
I think we're caught up. Thank you, Jay. You are immune for next week's the round of next week's trials here.
Yes.
What is it? You won't be kicked off the island.
Yes. And Tetley Man, how we doing?
Man.
There we go. So yeah, welcome to another episode. This is episode 103. 103.
103.
Oh, this is crazy.
Shut the front door, 103.
103.
Closing in on 200.
And yeah, that'll happen over the space of about 4 years at this rate.
Hey, we've been.
We'll have to do some midweek specials.
We've been trying to do good.
Mad at Vape reviews in there as well. Nice to see you, honey.
I had a work meeting the other day, like a Zoom room call. This is the background I put up.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Not a lot, just sat here conching. I had that light on me like that, so it looked like the sun was shining on me and everything. There's a light in the roof there, skylight, see?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Then you had your lass coming in, open the green screen and smack your out back head.
It does open. It's there.
Oh.
I see you, Shabonigans. Hope you okay, brother?
Dude, you're breaking the fourth wall. Why does it look like
also
there's a green
Ronster? I don't think you said out to Ronster.
Okay?
Sorry?
Looked like there was a green gas cloud behind you.
That's because you farted.
Either that or the gas is coming in for Warzone.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is Laura's actually behind there throwing gas grenades in.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Madonna. Okay, no worries, man. James Patrick Madonna.
After all this
So
time,
Mark.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Hi.
I got it right in the end.
How'd you say it? I wasn't paying attention.
I called him Madonna Hugh or something, maybe. I don't know. I had extra letters in. Tomac, how we doing? Hello.
Yeah.
Go on, what was you going to say? How comes you look like Aiden's dark? Mike's a bit dark.
I have beautiful lighting. I have all these lights. You can see them, the reflections in my glasses right here. 1, 2, 3.
Overdrip says it looks like you should be on a porn set.
Not that one.
Wow.
Yeah, but he would be the sound guy or something. Let's face it.
He's been the fluffer.
Fluffer.
Jay the fluffer.
Jay's a fluff.
Oh, let me fluff that up a little bit for you.
Okay.
I'm not thinking about the women.
Dickhead.
Right.
Sat there skiing.
Your mind's in the gutter, mate.
After show. There it is. I had to do it. I had to play that card. Haven't
Wrong
played
color
it.
couch.
All right, who wants to start us off?
I'll start. Big D was talking about the Glaz, the V2. Really, really nice. I'm proper enjoying this. Is going to be one of the best tanks out in 2020. I'm loving the decks on it. I'm not a big mesh fan, but it is fairly easy and simple to build on with the mesh. The chimney reducer works really well with it as well. But I've just actually got it in normal mode. I really do like it. What do you reckon to it, Nick?
Which
That's
one?
better, Mike.
The
The V2, what you're using?
Aroma Miser plus V2 RDTA.
If you wanted to give it its full name, it is Sunday.
That's the longest name ever. Oh my god, I'm gonna forget that too. I am horrible with device names and tank names and everything. I'm just like, it's the big ass one. Look at this thing. It's
The
huge.
only thing you can do though is look at the top. It's engraved in it proper. It's like you've had a proper fat bloke engrave it on it. Steam Crave.
It's not just horrible with names, it's horrible with words as well.
Yeah, I suck at wording.
But when did you start engraving then, Jay?
Dickhead. I just got no. Fuck off.
I just stumped him.
Be careful, he's gonna take his toys and go home.
And in that, I've got some Own Boy rhubarb, raspberry, and orange blossom review just come up for that. So go and check it out on my channel. Then I've got the Luxem with the Amani from, I think it's called Anani, from Asmodus. The mouth to lung on there, which is quite nice, with some Venezuelan tobacco and rum. In fact, I haven't changed my setups all week, really. And then I've got the Glas V2 on there on the Ranger. And in that one, I've got some Own Boy again. And this one is apple, elderflower, and garden mint, which is really refreshing and nice. And I'll pass it over to the wonderful Mike.
Cheers, Aidan. I've only got one set up tonight. I'm on the Minikin 2 Kodama with the Mesh Pro. And in that, Liquid Crack. Bearded Lady.
Mike's non-mech reviews.
Absolutely fucking love that stuff. Best strawberry milkshake on the market.
Is that one?
That's the one from the London Vape Show.
Mate, I can remember meeting them for the first ever time. They was dressed up. Like fucking God knows what. Yep. It's the Irish boys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the labs.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
I mean, don't get me wrong, absolute fucking coil annihilator. But
I think they've got the balance right. Like it's the thing is with strawberries, it's either too artificial or too synthetic if it's too much, or there's not enough in there and it just lacks the punch.
Mm-hmm.
But they've nailed it there. They have nailed it.
But yeah,
and milkshake side of it tastes really good. Like it's not too sickly and it is sweet. Don't get me wrong, but it's not too sickly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can find if you get milkshakes that are too milkshakey, they taste a bit vomity.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that stuff I was using last week. Can't even remember the name of it. Kilo's Moo series, the blueberry milk. Nah. Just fucking no. You might as well there's no blueberry flavour to it no matter what you vape it on, and it might as well just be Cravendale.
We need Mike to do some juice reviews, please. We need to motivate him.
Absolutely vile.
That might be the better thing to do if you don't want to get straight back into it, just lob a couple of juice reviews out.
I don't know yet. It's like made my mind up. Like I said, it's getting a bit old up there. It can't make its mind up.
Whether it's east or west, see?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
over here on the east, it's North Mike.
But okay, so just saying, Mike, you could do it live right now, and it's so easy. You know, just go boom, live and go.
And what you could do as well, couldn't you? You could just cut this out of this video.
Yeah, just clip this, download this video, clip out that little bit, and post it. There you go.
And then what you can do, you can mime what I was saying as well and dub that in.
Give me 2 minutes, I'm fluffing.
Might think about doing a juice review every week on here.
Oh,
that sounds good.
Might think about doing it that way.
Mike's shit juice of the week.
Leslie.
I see you, buddy.
Yeah, and as I say, that's me, so I'll pass it over to Yosemite Sam down there.
Pew, 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 pew. We've got quite a few this week, and kind of bouncing around quite a bit.
Typical.
Boom.
Cheers, Gail. I forgot.
What a load of shite.
You know what? I'm gonna do this. We were talking about it before the show. I'm gonna
put it onto live chat. Yeah.
Manually focus right at arm's length. So
that
here's one.
Is the ugliest mod ever.
Yeah, I mean, it feels nice in the hand, though. That's what she said.
It looks like a fucking crowbar. Turn it around the other way. Look, that hook bit, you can fucking pull floorboards up with that.
Probably. You could probably open a beer with it.
Yes.
Hey, it's multi-use, right? Multi-use.
Multi.
It's a midget shoe on.
This is really the star of the show here. This is the Steam Crave Aromomizer plus V2 RDTA as you know.
Oh, you remember, didn't I?
But yeah, it's really nice. In there, I've got some of this high drip honeydew strawberry.
Flat cap.
I've
Gaily
got
box.
the good old fashioned single 18650 mech, the Rig V2. There you go. Rig V2 there.
Mate, that cap does not look good on there.
Look, it's functional. Okay,
No,
it's
I don't
functional.
care. It don't look nice. You've got the fucking matching drip tip.
I don't care.
I do. Don't show that again.
This setup with a cat hair on it.
It meant pubic.
Yep, there you go. And this one is the Peacemaker V2 tank with the Druga Foxy. And I've got some other juice in there. That's good stuff. It's Saverf. This stuff. Chilled berries and lychee. Or lychee.
Lychee.
Lychee, you knob.
Whatever. It's lychee, but okay.
No,
Then
it's
I've
not.
I've got the drippy mod. Oh no.
Juice over the keyboard.
It's okay. I saved it.
Don't worry about it. Just put down your aluminum mod.
The leaky mod there. Haven't used that one. That's why it's leaking. So there. That's my setups for the week.
You can't fucking show that.
Take it away, Jay. What?
I'm not using that one, but it's just there.
What?
You
I'm not
can't
really
do that.
using it. I haven't used it in a while. That's why it's like so leaky.
This is the section of what you're vaping on, not what's
Okay,
by
ready?
you.
There's no battery in it.
Oh my god. No one can ever trust you again.
Well,
No
I'm glad to say if you're not using it, that there's no battery left in it.
Well, yeah. So yeah, this is also what I'm using here.
Are you actually using that though?
Yeah, I'm about to use it right
Go
after.
on then, hit it right now.
I will in a second. Give me a second. Damn. The Troll RDA from Watofo from ages ago.
That is old
Oh, yeah.
school.
That's
I'm
going
looking
back
at that
about
today.
3-4 years, isn't it?
That's old school with a 0.1 parallel 24 gauge wire in this thing, round wire.
Look, check the heat fins at the top as well to try and disperse the heat.
That was something I
get that
added
for
actually.
$7.99.
That was an accessory. This is the original cap. So there you
Ugh.
go. Yeah.
Ugly.
But yeah, this I will actually use, so momentarily here.
James Patrick McDonald says, Nick, your wand look bent.
What happened?
I don't know. It all depends why it's bent.
You got a bent wand or something.
looks bent. I don't know. But yeah, I actually used it, so that's technically what I'm using. Take it away, Jay.
Boost. Done.
Pod system.
And in that, I've got some ultimate juice mango soda.
With Nick Salts in it.
Woo! Nick Salts, Nick Shots. Yes. 2 of them. That's about 8-ish, give or take. But yeah, that's me. Cheers, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Well, anyway, I'm actually so good because this would have been the weekend.
Yep.
I know.
Yes.
Oh, look at himself. It looks even. Since Nick's told me that I go red when I've had a beer, I've tried to turn my gain down so much. So if I do go red, it.
Wait.
I turned into something yellow, so I look like George Best, even worse. Yeah. Yeah, it would have been. We would have all been like recovering now. I'd have been home. It's proper gutting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it looks like Expo's not going to happen in October, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Expo won't be until next year.
If we're lucky.
Which is crazy. I don't know. Yes, I realize that we're gonna have waves of this going on, and I've heard. I haven't heard too much about the UK to be honest, but I've heard that it's hit you pretty hard over there. You're in the thousands, right?
Yeah.
20
But
odd
what
thousand.
they have actually done is, with the amount of deaths that we've had, I can't remember the exact number, but they've actually amalgamated the deaths of the COVID with every other death that's been going on.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing as in America, and I think that's completely ridiculous. And it kind of goes to show what the narrative of the media is, because I can't trust the media's numbers right now, because they're attributing deaths not even related to COVID just because that person might have had it, or if your body contains the virus, then they just go, it was COVID.
Mm-hmm.
No other question. That you could be murdered and they'll go, oh, it was COVID.
Yep.
So I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. I just can't listen to one single source of media, so I have to listen to like 5 or 6 of them from all over the world, and hopefully one of them tells the truth. And to be honest, it's funny because the source I listened to from Germany actually is, I feel like, the most accurate, because all the American ones are reporting on what's going on in America, like, stay in your house and do this, and they're just saying how they're finding another way to help the people with funding and all that stuff, and they're not talking about the actual numbers and the states that are reopening now that have seen dramatic decreases. They're saying, oh, Texas is reopening after its highest single number or highest single day death toll or something like that. But I don't know, man. I can't listen.
I'll tell you what, I wanted to ask you a question. I would talk to somebody else. Obviously, there's so many government schemes that are going off for people to pay and stuff like that, and from the government. What have they actually done for the Americans? Like, just say somebody who worked in construction or just not, and they were self-employed. What have they done to help them monetary wise? Anything or nothing? Or
so basically, what's going on is there's been a huge number of people filing for unemployment, which unemployment assistance basically gives you 3/4 of your paycheck every week. So from the government. And they're basically granting anyone who signs up for it is just instantly just gets pushed through to make this process easier. They're also on top of that offering businesses small like loans, basically. So a $10,000 loan right now for a small business, you don't have to repay it as long as you keep your employees paid to their normal standard. So either you keep them on payroll and they get to stay home and do nothing and your business is closed, or you have them work as an essential. If you're an essential business, then they're at work making their normal pay, but it's not coming out of that business's pocket. So that way you don't have to repay that loan. If you want to take the loan and just send your employees home and give them a lump, like a sum of cash, then they can make unemployment and a little bit more because of that. There's people out there that are making more now in a single week than they were beforehand, which I think is crazy. People are out there making whatever they're making with unemployment plus an extra $600 a week, which is crazy. And I'm out here as a non-essential service, working at a vape shop doing curbside pickup, and I'm making my normal wages, which, I'm happy to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad to be working and all that, but there's people sitting at home being quarantined, making more than they would make if they were just at work doing their job.
You've got Big D there, who's obviously got a vape shop, and it's hard enough running a vape shop as it is. And he has been, I think he's been continuing to do like drop-offs, which I still think vape shops are essential because people are obviously stopping smoking. If not, they're going to go to a Tesco's and buy a packet of cigarettes. So I still think they are essential to be done there. Now, because they have business premises, they got a 10k grant, which obviously will keep them ticking over quite nice over it. But the other self-employed people, such as myself and like builders and people who didn't actually have a premises, couldn't get anything. They only gave you the 80% of your actual 3 years or 3 years work out of your actual takings. So they're not doing they're doing your basic turnover, so your profit. They're not doing what you've actually taken in. They've now given us, or they're going to tomorrow, that you can apply for, where you can go for a loan of 25% of your turnover as well.
Interesting.
It's been an absolute nightmare. That 80%, we have to wait till June to get that.
It's
Really?
fucked up.
You haven't
That
seen
is-
the dime?
That is
June.
bollocks.
We've had
That's
to just
crazy.
sit here with no money.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm getting me 80% wages at the moment, but they've transferred, well, not transferred me, but they've put the furlough pay from weekly to monthly.
Oh.
Mm.
You only get
That's-
paid once a month?
Yeah,
At
that's
the
what I'm
moment,
on
yeah.
now. I'm on the same thing.
I used to get paid on a weekly basis, and if I did overtime, I'd actually get paid twice a week.
Fucking twat.
Wow.
But now the boss has to put a claim in for the furlough every 3 weeks, so we get it monthly. Each period of furlough has to basically be claimed. It's not just one claim to keep it rolling. Each 3-week period is a separate claim, apparently.
Yeah. Well, it's not like they can just go, okay, they work the same amount every week or whatever. I don't know why that's not true, but I mean, I guess that's one good thing about unemployment is it's weekly. You get paid weekly and you can get it direct deposited into your account every week.
Yeah. No, well, over here, I'm sure it's fortnightly, in it. Don't you have to sign out every 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. I know a lot of people are hurting right now, especially like there was a little bit of chat going on. Let me see. If you're self-employed, Big D says, if you're self-employed, you didn't get it, should be a grant. If you don't, for any reason, if you don't pay your employees and you just use that grant money to pay your employees or just to pay your bills and you lay off your employees, then you have to pay that back with an interest rate of 1% here. So, I mean, it's a very low interest rate for a loan. But I think what a lot of people are doing is just giving it to their employees and having them stay home quarantined. But I've heard, I saw someone post something about the possibility of schools reopening in the UK.
From what I hear, they're talking about allowing primary schools to go back.
That's weird because they still want you to social distance and all that stuff too, and it's kind of difficult.
That won't be until September.
They're talking about from what I hear, they're actually going to be discussing that during next week, and they're going to say about it next Thursday.
They've said in Ireland that what they're going to do in Ireland, they've relaxed some bits and bobs. So they're on about that they're going to go back in September, and I would imagine the UK government will sort of follow through. You've got to think the young uns are going to be off in July anyway. So you're not going to be talking that they're going to go back next week. So then you're just going to have June. So what's the point of sending them back in for 4 weeks and then bringing them back home again?
Yeah.
But you never know with this government, whatever makes sense with them.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, to be honest, if they lift this furlough bollocks, then it's going to completely fuck me anyway. I'll have to end up having to look for another job because my boss can't afford to pay our wages because we've got no work.
So is it that the government is running out of money for the furlough payments?
No.
There's going to have to be a limit on the amount that they can give out as furlough pay, because otherwise they are going to bankrupt the country.
Wow.
They put, like, all in all, and they put fucking stupid amounts like £7 billion aside.
Maybe more.
But then think how many people are out on furlough pay at the moment.
Yeah. Well, in my company, it's 150.
Yeah. I mean, you got, I think it was something like 3/4 of the public service network is now furloughed in London
So you want to
alone.
hear everyone put your tinfoil hats on for a moment. So my theory is that since China is going back to work already, they're like kicking into high gear again and taking on a lot of the making of masks and medical equipment and stuff like that. We are now dumping money into China again. And what they're also doing is buying debt. China has always bought debt from other countries. So they buy a bunch of debt, and then therefore the country has to pay that debt back. So essentially what they're doing right now is buying everyone's debt. And then when the COVID finally goes away after a couple of years, they're going to start paying that debt into China. And it's basically just making sure that China never, like, it doesn't have to change, essentially. Because every few years it'll pop up, oh, well, China's ruining the economy. China's doing this because of how they, buy debt and all that. This is basically like, oh, it's an emergency. China buys the debt, and then we are in their pocket for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
So just interesting to see them completely back to normal and us now suffering and then giving our debt to them.
There's
Some
going to
might
be
say game plan.
They're going to
There
have
was
another.
something.
Sorry,
John Hayden.
they're having another third run of it though, aren't they? In China.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's waves. It's a wave. So
Because
we're
that's
gonna
what they're on about. It's not necessarily the second wave, which we obviously ours has dipped a little bit. Then they're going to have a second wave of it. There's third waves going in other countries now, isn't there? Which are hitting big. But I think Bangladesh is really, really bad.
No idea. And I heard there's some Central European fucking pot that they've got for like medical shit, and apparently England is expected to put £87 million into this pot, even though we're no longer part of Europe.
No.
yeah, that's not going to happen.
It's like Tolmac said there. I never agree. I've never trusted any Tory government. To be honest with you, I don't think you can trust any government.
Yeah, well, I don't care what the response is because, okay, our government now, we have our House of Representatives controlled by the Democrats, and the Senate is controlled by Republicans. So anything that passes through the House has to go to the Senate. So the House will pass something, then move up to the Senate, and the Senate will shoot it down. Or, if in the Democrats tend to favor the small business and people and stuff like that, supposedly. They fund a lot of these social programs, whereas Republicans tend to favor big business. And I just feel like we need an equal amount. We don't want to see airline companies go under, obviously. We need to travel. As soon as things get back to normal, we want to travel, and we don't want it to be insanely expensive to travel. But we also need to help the mom and pop businesses like vape shops, etc. But at this point, it's basically like, well, we want to set aside this much money for small business. Well, we want to set aside that money for big business. And it's just this constant struggle. I don't know if you guys know or have seen Elon Musk went on a rant on Twitter about
something about. I saw something about that rant cost his company something like 13 billion.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of said that the government are Nazis and stuff like that. And oh boy, that just fueled a whole other thing. But
Yeah.
He actually put a tweet out, didn't he, last year, and he got him in a real big trouble about, and it dropped all the share prices that he was going to buy the actual company out, and it dropped the share prices, and they had to. I think they got like an independent commission come through, and they made it that any tweet that he sends out should have gone through a lawyer.
Yeah, well, I think the same should be true about our president too, but that doesn't happen.
What was that when he was really drunk the other day, apparently?
Well, I mean, after Kofefe and all the other shit that he posts on Twitter, nothing surprises me about him anymore.
He is rather funny. Especially inject yourself with bleach and get the UV light out.
I mean,
Tolmac makes a good comment on there as well. The third world countries will be hit very hard, but by the pandemic, and it'll be up to us, the first world countries, to bail them out. Will we have the money?
Well, I've just been reading here. It's going to cost for 3 months of furlough payments alone. It's going to cost our country 30 to 40 billion pound for 3 months.
Wow. I think oh, Jesus.
Oh, fuck knows.
Side effects of injecting Dettol.
Well, that's going to get this stream taken down. Thanks, Mike. But
I just want to know where he got Jay's knob from.
Wow.
Sorry, bro.
No, you're
Wow,
not.
that was a
You see, when we're playing COD later on, and you say, "Oh, please revive me." Fuck off, mate.
Halfway through that, I'm going, I feel car sick.
Yeah. I got motion sick. These headphones.
We're somewhere in the area of 1.5 trillion now into this, as far as money being basically made up from our government. We're at $1.5 trillion in debt because of this, and they're asking for more constantly. But you got to remember how big the freaking country is and how many states are begging for bailouts. The governor of New York is like pleading with the government, like, "Well, we need money. Please send us money." It's like, well, you got to just rack up that debt and lower the value of our money even more. Yay! The economy, I think, is going to be the biggest hit after all this. After all this COVID, it's going to be the economy that's going to take the longest to recover. And if you think 2 years to have the virus go away is a lot, then imagine the economic impact over the next 10 years.
It's the global economy.
It's
Well,
not,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's not us or kids that's going to be paying it back. It's the grandkids that's going to be paying it back.
Well, yeah.
You know, all these 10 grand grants that have been going out to people and the other bits, when tax comes back in, they're already going to change the self-employed tax. We're going to be paying miles more tax.
Yeah, you're going to be paying what we pay, 20%.
Easy.
But
Jay, just a question to you, Jay. Do you think there is anything out of this pandemic that you could actually take and say, look, it's made us a little bit better as maybe a country or set of people? You're still going to have your dickheads and stuff like that, but, like family life, do you think staying home a little bit more, or do you think there's something you can take out of it?
Well, like you said, there is a lot of dickheads out there still doing what they shouldn't be doing and this, that, and the other, but it's nice to see that people are coming together. I know it's a silly little thing, but clapping on your doorstep, showing appreciation for the frontline workers, like I think that's a real good thing. It shows like how we can unite and show our appreciation, for people out there in the front line. And
it must be terrible. And the thing, obviously, with them people who are working in them sort of in the hospitals and places like that, they're then having trouble at home because some of them are having to stay in hotels, some of them are not with the kids, some of them...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here's my problem, though. It's a little off your topic, but in order to have a small business be safe while doing all of this, you would have to, like, I'm thinking like sterile conditions, right? Not letting anyone in the shop, and having anyone who goes out of the shop or any product that goes out is not able to come back in. And also the fact is people still want to pay cash, money, notes. And that's like the least sanitary thing ever. So personally, I'm the one behind the counter. I'm grabbing the product off the shelf and I'm putting it in a bag, and I put the bag on the counter. And then my guys that I have running out to the parking lot will wear gloves and a mask and grab the bag and go out, right? So in order to remain safe, we need a supply of gloves and masks, sanitizers, sprays, all that stuff. And that's it can cost thousands, like in a month, for a supply of masks for the 3 employees that are working at the shop at all times. We're only open 6 days a week now, but 6 days a week, 9 hours a day, and you're talking probably a box of masks a day, because you're supposed to replace them. You're not supposed to just wear a mask all day. You're supposed to replace them. And
they've been asking me here in our country to put them in the oven.
Oh, Jesus. But to have the public be safe, you should be handing out masks, you should be handing out gloves, and I think that would be more costly than closing businesses down. If anything, like if you just helped people be safer, that would be better than just telling everyone to stay home, because people are pissed off over here about staying home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're having rioting, aren't you? And I can't really understand that.
What's that?
You're having riots. There's people going out there and
Well,
protesting and rioting and saying we want to be able to go out.
Well,
rallies, they call them.
that's just stupidity. No?
Yeah.
Am I missing the thing here? Is that just fucking ridiculous or not?
It's just people can't be asked to fucking do what they're told. That's what it boils down to.
Well, okay.
I don't like being told what to do.
Tinfoil hat time.
Irrelevant of that though, right? At the end of the day, does it not make sense to like social distance and isolate yourself to lessen the chances of your family or any member in your household getting it and you lot passing it around?
So I watched a documentary on the Black Plague recently, and what they did during those times was they locked off entire neighborhoods, like completely like boarded them in, and essentially they let them die. They just let them die because one person would be sick and it would infect the entire neighborhood, and then all of a sudden, all of them are dead. And that actually was a detriment more than it helped the other people that weren't sick, because something would get out, a rat, a flea, a fly, anything like that would get out of that neighborhood and travel to another one and then get that part sick as well. There's no real way you can be 100% safe ever. Let's face it. So by locking people indoors, if someone goes out to get groceries and comes back with a dirty glove on or something like that and somehow infects the household, then you have a whole household of sick people. So for me, it's like, I don't know, I'm halfway between. I just can't decide whether or not, the quarantining is a good thing or a bad thing, because let's face it, no one is listening to the full quarantine rules. People are still going out. We have made more sales. We have done better business now than ever before. And we're open less hours per day, and we're like on thin ice when it comes to staffing. So to tell me that, people are listening to social distancing and to self-quarantine and all that is bullshit, because no one is doing it. There's still cars on the road all the time. There's still people out.
In America, not every state was shut down.
Right.
It was left state by state decision, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so not every state was shut down. Here, we was all told, basically, for the benefit of us and everybody else. Like, we haven't been told you must stay indoors. But
all the business.
That's the gist of it.
But nothing is open right now. Like, the only thing that's open is grocery stores and hospitals.
Yeah, you've got like your non-essentials like saying hairdressers, but there's like butchers still open who are doing deliveries by door. But the way you've got to look at it isn't, like exactly what you said was the reason why it is quarantined, because you've got a family that stays in one building, and if that person then does go out of that building and does catch it, he's bringing it back to one set of people. They'll then find that he's got them symptoms, or that then they will have to stay in. Then they're not passing it. The thing is, it's not like it's been 6 months. We've had, what is it now, coming up to 2 months of it. If people can't just do that one thing of just, look, stay away from everybody apart from your immediate family.
It's a simple fucking thing.
And if you can't work out in your head that if there's less people out there coughing, spluttering, infecting things, then the less people are going to catch it. And it's not so much like me and you, it's the older generation and the people who've got things already underlining that are the ones who are unaffected. We'd probably get over it.
Let me just tell you about observations about the older generation too, which is that they give less of a fuck than younger people do. It seems like the 20 to 30 crowd is sort of taking this seriously, although I have seen a car full of younger people coming to my shop in order to pick up disposables and whatnot, like the little throwaway vapes. And it's just like, are you guys just do you not care about yourself? But I worry more about the older generation, because the older generation, no gloves, no mask. They try to pull on the door handle all the time. And I go, whoa, we're doing just pick up outside. You don't have to get out of your car. They'll wait outside of the door like this, waiting for us to come out. And I'm just like, just wait in your car. Just wait in your car. How difficult is that? But also on the point of what you're saying, Aiden, your country is very different from ours.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys rely heavily on public transport and the trains and whatnot. Over here, everyone has their own car. So everyone's out in their own vehicle. So everyone feels safe in their vehicle. So they're going to go, okay, well, we're going to have one person from our house go out and go shopping. And they do that. And I give a lot of credit to the stores that are actually open right now, the grocery stores and whatnot, because they're limiting the amount of people that can go in the store. They're making it so that you can only travel one way down an aisle. So you have to go down, grab, and then, keep going. And they're making everyone that goes into the store wear a mask and gloves. So it's like, okay, they're trying their best to have people not just be sick and getting everyone else sick. But
Mike, do you think that's a fair statement to say that our country relies heavily on public transport, or do you think it's the fact of that? Me personally, I don't think that's true. I think people have still got cars at home. I think what they use public transport to cut down emissions, blah blah blah, and
It's
also
cheaper.
they don't have to park. It's cheaper, and it also, if they're going into the cities,
major cities, I reckon we rely on public transport a lot more.
But they still have cars, don't they? They just don't use it to go to work so much.
Well, I wouldn't say all of them. I'd say probably about 50% of them probably have cars, but
how compare that to how many people have cars in the U.S. or multiple cars?
Yeah.
Well, we've got 3 cars in our household.
Yeah, we've got 2.
I think you'd be surprised on that sort of front. Maybe if you're talking London, but the rest of the place you got, especially if you go to somewhere like Big D's place, he's out in the sticks. A lot of people will have cars where they're going to, but either way of it, and some of them old people as well, you got to think they've probably not got any family that live close to him, and they're having to go out. It's like my dad. My dad, he goes out once to shop to the Asda. I don't live near him, so I can't do anything about it. So he goes to the shop, then he comes home, and that's it. He does his weekly shop, and he's 80.
Wow.
But okay. So Tolmac says, Nick, we don't carry guns in the UK though. Very few people will actually be carrying out in public. I mean, there are states that have higher percentages, but in some states it's very difficult and or impossible to get a carry permit. New York City, you cannot carry a gun, period. There is no carrying of a firearm in New York City. 0, legally speaking. More rural areas, obviously, that's going to be more prevalent. And I feel like not everyone wants to carry all the time, too. And besides that, it really doesn't have much to do with this anyways.
It doesn't know, but I was going to say, how many people get shot a day in New York?
Well, legally speaking. But, the other thing it would be is, that has no
bearing on this. I think it would just joke.
It has no bearing on the situation, really. It really is little to do with the current goings on here, because it's not like people go out of their way to I'm going to shoot someone today. That's not what carrying a gun is all about. It's about self-protection. If you try to steal my 36 pack of toilet paper, then you might get shot. But
so let's lighten up the mood a little bit. I think you've got them, haven't you, Nick?
I sent them in the group.
So if somebody can either take them off the group and just share them actually on the Zoom page itself, I'll play the intro. We've got some memes.
Names?
I keep saying names. They're memes, I suppose. We'll play it. Watch out your ears, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little bit loud. Memes of the week.
Is it Mike Spears?
It's Mike Spears. So if one of us, thank you so much to the people who have sent these memes over, or memes. The first one, I don't know which one you're going to stick up first, Nick. I think you're the one who's getting him, I think.
How do you want me to share it? Do you want me to
just
share
it through Zoom and it'll come up on this picture so we can all see it. So you know
Cheers,
you can share your
Nicholas.
screen. And I think, there we go.
Is it going to ruin the stream, though?
No, it's not going to ruin the stream.
All right.
You might need to make that picture a little bit bigger, but don't worry.
Hold on.
There we go.
Mohican Mike.
Last of the Mike Eakins.
Mike Eakin. He's still like that. Look at him.
Is that the same top?
It is. It's the same top.
No, it's not the same top.
More facial hair though in this one.
Oh yeah, you can actually see his double chin in that one.
Go suck a dead donkey's dick, you oversized fucking.
Well, it looks like you're doing something there.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know if that's a plague mask or
That's Pinocchio's gimp mask from when he's lying.
that's something else there, Mike. I don't know.
Now back up, love. Back up a bit. Back up. Keep coming.
You like wearing this, didn't you?
Oh,
No.
that's his social distancing mask.
That's it.
If he hits you with his nose, you're too close.
The best thing about it is if you had a bird there with me, you have to start going beep, 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 beep.
And only one more, I believe.
It's my favourite one, this one. I absolutely love that one.
Oh, fucking hell.
And that's how he looks at work.
Jay, don't really know about that haircut there, bud. Don't think it works.
Bedhead.
So that is the memes for this week.
Thanks a lot for doing that, Nick.
Yeah. Hopefully, I hope it worked properly.
It does, yeah, it works.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it does. It just shows off my tabs there. So I'm glad I didn't have Pornhub open.
So we have reached the witching hour.
Okay.
Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Nick, do you want to say your goodbyes?
Yeah, we'll be probably doing some gaming in a few minutes. Well, knowing Jay, about 2 hours on Twitch. So twitch.tv/slightlybuzzed if you want to come hang out in the unofficial after show, or I guess I should say shows, considering Jay and I both do dual casting streams. But other than that, yeah, twitch.tv/slightlybuzzed. And Jay is J_LVC. So make sure you check us both out. We're both on the path to, what is it, affiliate? Or is it, no, we are already affiliates. Partner, Twitch partner. So yeah, we need all the likes and views and all that good stuff. You guys are awesome. Thanks to our lovely moderators, Vapor Bunny, Miss Gaily Bops, and I haven't seen Jules today, but yeah, thanks to her as well. And we will be back with another awesome episode, hopefully next week. We don't know. We won't know until Sunday at noon, pretty much.
It's not even noon.
But yeah, I will pass it off to Mike.
Cheers for joining us, everyone. Cheers for hosting again, Aidan. Nice to see someone actually doing a professional job.
Oh, you cunt.
And yeah, once we've stopped streaming, don't forget head over to the Misfits, which are going live in 1 minute. Absolute top show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and cheers for getting here eventually, Joe.
That's all right, Mike. You're welcome.
That's all right. Yeah, pass it over to the Essex tosspot.
You're not from Essex, though. And you've just been. Dickhead. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much to the spanners, and thank you very much to all the chat. Thank you very much for the co-hosts, the professional for hosting. Cheers, mate. But yeah, it's been good. Yeah, don't forget, like Mike said, jump over, join the Vaping Misfits, and support anyone that you can in these times. Like, you've got nothing else to do. You may as well just go and watch whoever you can and whatever you can just to support them. It's better than repeats on TV. But yeah, it's good. And have the bitches are back as well now, aren't they?
Friday, yeah.
And they've got a new bitch.
They have.
Yes.
Jules Mama Vapes.
Jules Mama Vapes is the new bitch, the bitch of Eastwick.
I think she'll fit in lovely there. Them three would be brilliant.
Oh, yes.
Congratulations for you guys coming back. And
it was a good fucking show last night.
Friday.
So, guys, see you later. Thank you very much. And I'll pass you over to Aidan Redface.
Big love to everybody in chat. Thank you so much to the Spanners, and thanks for joining us tonight. You've also got Benny Vapes who streamed the Northern Vape Show, and you've also got the Misfits on as well straight away afterwards. Pick whoever you want to watch. Big love to all three of them. I love them so much. I might be joining them in with a little bit of COD. We will be back next week. Hopefully Mo will be back. And same channel, same bat time. Big love. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay at home. And good night from the SAVS lads. Good night.